Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Hopefully everything is up and running as it should be. But we should get started now. Hello, Justin, Floof, Daniel. Appreciate you all stopping by. Santita, nice to see you too. Narrow's late class over. Yeah, I'm very sorry that we had to kind of postpone it until today. But it gave me time to fix a couple of bugs with the save, so we'll take it. Honestly. Hopefully everything is up and running. It seems to be. Give me a shout if it isn't. But I think we are good right now to get started. So I've been a little bit lazy today with my drivers. I decided that we are going to have Hamilton and Verstappen. Because it's fun. Also than anything else. But we are not interested in Hamilton or Verstappen. We are interested in the people who are participating in this season. We have the 10 teams. We have the 10 TPs. And, well, let's go about drivers here. So we have the Flug and must be awarded driving for Ferrari. We have Tez plus Harman Singh here at the McLaren. Heiser and Bowling at Red Bull. Charlie Master and Cecilia at Mercedes. Liam at Alpine. Chow, Pocanaldo at Alpine as well. Corners and Merchant as the Williams team. We have Bolomolo and Moreno, last time's champion in Haas. Mechanical Failure and David Patch in RB. Nieto Nia in Sauber alongside Jimmy Bly. And we are pulling in Gigi Body. Hopefully I haven't misplaced anyone, because I have a feeling I might have. But we shall see. I think we'll be good. Now, in terms of how this works, we do have some TPs too that, of course, also deserve a shout out. Most of them have put at least some work into their car, I guess we could say. Some more than others. But yeah, we do have TPs this time around, and I have misplaced my list. So we have Cosby in the McLaren TP seat. We have Justin on the Ferrari seat up here with Flug and Water. We have Ty in the Mercedes seat. We have Lando Norris being the Alpine TP. We have Luna Drift being the Haas team principal. We have Sol Mortel taking charge at Red Bull. We have Crixie Shim in VCarb. Inferno Trap, Aston Martin. Daly was the Sauber TP, got replaced by McBuilding for Sauber. And finally, Kieran Love has taken on Williams here. But with that said, I think we are kind of ready to just jump into this then. Hello, Canavia, how you doing? Shot at the win, you mean? We have also changed the point scoring system, but we'll get into that after the first race here. So, this season is new. It is 9 races. We have a bit of a more of a meme race here to get started off with. I thought that was fine, since every car will have no upgrades going for it. And this should mean that the later races are more impactful, so I think that is fine. In terms of the cars themselves, car analysis here. Someone has us beat under the DRS effectiveness, which is a bit impressive, as our DRS effectiveness is 56%. There is a team out there with more than 56% DRS effectiveness. Yes, you heard that right. Yeah, Ferrari's car here excels in high speed and dirty air tolerance compared to the rest of the grid. Doesn't have tire preservation, engine cooling, and as I mentioned, if there is a mistake here, please let me know. MC Building, yes. I'm still gonna call him Mike Building though. It's just ingrained in me at this point. But yeah, you are correct. It is MC Building. I forgot, and I apologize for that. Yeah, it does happen. The McLaren car is good for acceleration and cooling. To be fair, my car is skewing these stats pretty massively in others' favors. So I wouldn't really, use that as a estimate. As you can see, the McLaren car beats the Ferrari in top speed, beats it on low speed. Other things, so yeah, my car isn't a good measuring stick, if you will. Red Bull here, I believe, have one of the highest top speeds. There's one team that invested so much into their engine that it almost got maxed out. But in general here, we have a wide variety of teams and performances. Most teams are going to end up with very similar cornering stats here, as you've seen, and that is simply because most teams opted for very, very similar cornering strategies when they put their car together. Facilities and the like will take more effect as the season goes on, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to go myself. Ferrari had the same build as Sauber. Let's see here. Sauber looks a little bit different than Ferrari, I'm going to have to be honest. Still surprised so many people neglected the air tolerance. Overtaking was so difficult in F2 and making it hard on themselves. A lot of drivers did pick overtaking though, so I think they have a hope that that will kind of solve it, and that the AI developing a little bit dirtier might help them. I think that's going to be the main goal here. But which team was it that had 60% DRS? It's going to be very interesting to take a look at them in qualifying. I just want to figure out who it was. Williams had 40%. They invested a lot. Was it Aston Martin? Yeah, of course. Carrying on the legacy from last season where they went all in on top speed. 60% DRS. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out in quali for them, and if they secure basically 9 pole position extra points there. But Qatar, the meme race, is going to be wet in practice. It's going to be wet in qualifying. It's going to be wet in the race. And honestly, if no car finishes, I could see that being the scenario here. We might also just need to cancel this, because I didn't actually test this, because I wanted to see just how it went down on stream.
There's new blood competing for Aston Martin this weekend.
Nero, any comments on the alleged scandals, gates that may or may not have caused the delay of the start of season 7? Honestly, I think it's just Sungate. The sun was too hot, and I just couldn't cope. That is literally the main reason behind the delay. Just me being tired. This last week too, I've been AWOL, and that's just because I've been working basically overtime almost every single day and just been absolutely exhausted. What little free time I've had was spent playing a little bit of Dune, so that game is fun. Maybe we'll stream that in future, maybe. But yeah, it's just basically my my well-being is the main reason for the delay. Look at Haas scoring a direct cook. Haas does in fact have a ton of engine power. You're not wrong. Hello, Tess. But yeah, let us jump into this. It's going to be heavy rain, all 3 sessions. I want to do it a little bit of fun, and it is going to be the way that we do the fun little start of this season. It's probably going to be a lot of 16x, but it should give the AI a little bit more time to develop too. Track temperature does not exist. I've never seen this before. Okay. We might have a bigger problem here, because I've never seen question marks for track temperature.
Yeah, loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Might have already broken the game. We shall see here. How does 6 Cyber look like? Most of the cars look pretty similar. They all have different strengths and weaknesses, of course. But most cars fall within very similar parameters, except maybe Williams and Aston, who both invested into DRS. Unfortunately, that's not going to help them during this qualifying session, but maybe in the future.
Currently P1.
Let us get up those sector times to make life a little bit easier for everyone. And we'll see how things go here. So far, good showing here from Shaolin Master. Straight up to second. We have the Saubers that were mentioned are currently about to fall out alongside Flug, Singh, and GG Body. Again, need to get a little bit more used to these names every time we do this. But yeah, Sauber not having the best of starts here. It's a mixture of Paingate, Baguettegate, Goat, Laser, and Flug's new jazz album. Clearly, had to be something like that. I don't think we're going to see any improvements during this run, however. It's getting wetter. We've had our first yellow flag. We've had our second yellow flag. I assume a couple of lockups. Failure here. Mike has been, I believe, our first victim.
As we go into turn 4. The brakes couldn't cope. And they'll need
to be fair, I don't think that's going to matter, because no one is improving, except Bowling actually improved in the first sector. But yeah, maybe I should have nerfed my car just slightly for this to get the gaps a little bit closer here. Mercedes is gonna dominate. Oh, we see improvements. We see cars improving here and could get out of danger. Both Saubers up into 6th Tiffany. What can the rest of them do? What can Bowling do? Bowling getting very, very close to that line. I think Singer's going to get there first, however. And you get out of last place. Up to 12th. Bowling moves even further up, and we see Poconaldo now in danger. 4 cars behind, improving. Poconaldo is out. Jimmy, what can you do here? Knock out Pulling, knock out Singh, knock out the Haas driver. And Liam here could not improve. And with that, we have our first quality session out here. Haas driver that I'm currently frozen on. Apologies, I know names are difficult. I'm a teacher, but I'm terrible with names. The irony is to, you know, it's actually Molo Bolo. I might have written their name wrong. Apologies. That's why I couldn't get it. Yes, so have I written you backwards? Bolo Molo. Yes, apologies there. I'm very, very sorry. I'll try and get it fixed before the second session. Harman Singh, Pulling, Poconaldo, and Liam out in Q1. Alpine double last, my worst nightmare has been realized. For you to win, Floof, Alpine must fail. That's the rule. Yeah, rest in peace, Bolo. As I said, I probably did make mistakes here, and in this case, if it's just a name, I'm going to be happy about that. Times of the weather here. It's going to get dry towards the end, so it's going to be a one-lap shootout towards the end here, which should be great. We'll just speed up a little bit. Corners here has spun. The first spin of the season here.
Just let's go. And that won't do anything to help those tires.
That a problem is what will happen to Williams in Canada this weekend. I think I saw another yellow flag there for a second. It's Bowling.
Let's have a look at the action. It's all at the final corner. And that's where they slightly run off the track. But all being well...
I don't think we have a track temperature. I think it is actually in the negatives here. Because it is nighttime, I believe. It's 21 degrees air temperature. Yeah, there shouldn't be ice. That would be actually insane. But yeah, something is wrong with the track. Get the snowblowers out here. Yeah, everyone is going again, and I think I might need to be involved. So just gonna wait for everyone to go, and then we'll go out behind Bly. We will do the best that we can here to ensure that we are not in Mourinho's way, as Mourinho is the first one running on a fast lap here. Let's see if we see any improvements right now. A 30.3. What were the other times set at? I don't actually remember. It's been a while. It's going to take me a race or two to get back into this. You all know the drill. I'm rusty. And it sucks. But currently, corners, Bowling, David, Chichi Body, Cecilia Immigreen, and Jimmy Bly, the ones in danger. As we basically enter a one-lap shootout. And Mourinho has gone 2.2 seconds quicker than the fastest time pre this basically. Body moves up to third. What can the rest of them do here? Further back, Kaiser now trying to get out of the drop zone. But we'll be seeing a lot of cars now just jump up, and it's going to be difficult to keep track on who goes where. As Floof goes faster right now, Water goes second fastest. Bowling and Kaiser move up as well. Celia goes even faster than that. Everyone is just shuffling positions at the moment. What can the Sauber crew do here? I think these two sabotage each other a little bit, and one of them is mine. So yeah, apologies for that. We were pushing Jimmy here a little bit too hard. Nieto, 16. Chichi Body is out, even though they got across the line in time. Mourinho, Merchant, Jimmy Bly, Failure, Chichi Body, and Nieto out in Q2. Floof getting a little bit too happy right now, and we all know what happens when Floof gets happy. Down quick. Was that Hamilton? Yes, I've been very boring this time, mind, and I have Hamilton and Verstappen on my team this time around. In terms of the weather, it is going to be basically a one-lap shootout towards the end here. So these are the banker laps. Let's see what times everyone set on the first run here. Must be the season underwater. I might have screwed Sauber, yes. I was too focused on everyone else. It's my fault. If Sauber got screwed, I apologize. And I will give them a complimentary... I don't know. Complimentary chance to sabotage someone else at one point. We all know the game. The game will make it happen. I'll have Sauber tell me who to look at to jinx them. We all know the power of that. So I think that is a fair deal here. Save that for the final race with double points. Jinx someone, and you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Okay, final runs have started. Tess is the one that is out first here. It is getting dry on track with every passing second. So first out isn't necessarily a good thing, as there is a purple first sector here on display. Purple. Pass here for McLaren going very, very quickly. Cecilia Immigreen, Master actually takes that middle purple sector, but it's going to be pretty close here, I think. I'll have to see if they can gain a tiny bit more in the final sector. Running to the line, Cecilia, second at the moment. Master goes quickest out of everyone, almost 2 times quicker than Tez. Who is the next over the line? Bowling not improving, no. What have they done to Bowling's car? What is this? What is this fast lap? Did they not give him energy? Have they given you like destroyed tires or something? Sorry, I'm just distracted here. I'm curious why Bowling is running 7/10 a second, 7/10 slower than everyone else. I can't see a reason for it. But Master actually went quickest, 10 second. We have Water in third, Cecilia fourth, Flew fifth, Corner sixth, David seventh, and then we have the 2 Red Bulls. Apologies for missing the action. My confusion was just that immeasurable. I'm calling it must be the water pole position. But in this case, it is the Shaolin Master pole position, so you'll be disappointed with that one, Floof. But yeah, the weather should be heavy rain. It starts with light rain. And judging by what the AI wants me to do, this could be biblical. Wee. We're having a slip and slide weather here, so this is going to get very, very interesting, for sure. For sure. But yeah, we are going to just get ready to place ourselves in the pit lane where we belong. And then we'll see who has the adaptability to actually survive this, because this could get kind of wild, because apparently we're expected to use like the wet sear, just 10 laps. Whoever starts on the wet sear is going to be at a huge disadvantage to the final half of the race. Ideally, you want to start inters and just burn them, because it's 149. The track temperature is still missing. Okay. Apparently, I need to put out a search warrant for that one, but yeah, it's fine. Let us get this one started. Qatar, let's go.
Now it'll be interesting to see what the Alpine can achieve here.
Even the announcers, Floof, are wondering what the Alpine can achieve. It is inters. The AI hasn't been completely numbnuts here.
And away we go.
And I think we should be happy about that. Good start here from Master. And Water get the drive on Tez. And both Ferraris here potentially get the drive on the McLaren. Not quite. In fact, Ferrari just losing out a little bit as it turns out. Flufe might get bullied wide even. Gets through it nicely. Further down, we see Kaiser down to 10th. Has the AI done something stupid and given Kaiser some shitty parts? They shouldn't have any shitty parts, but Bowling is up to 7.
Max behind you.
So it's not the worst thing ever, but I will take a look at it after the race. Let's just retire. And Master here has had a pretty decent start. Everyone is currently just surviving. Corners here started on 71% worn inters. So yeah, tires are missing for the majority of the grid. He has no new inters. Yes, you're not wrong. Both Hasses, honestly, getting knocked out in Q1 might have been a blessing in disguise, as it allowed everyone to save their tires a little bit. We'll have to see if that actually turns out to be the case, because in 2 minutes it's going to start pouring down. And Master is just creating a little bit of a gap here. Is my music gone? No, there we go, it's back. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit because the gaps are kind of starting to form here. Oh, Master has had their first incident, a spin from our race leader.
Oh no, that's not how to do it. And there's not much they can do about that now.
That is a certified master spun
And
moment.
you can just feel the frustration from the team watching on the monitors.
Hello, Tom. That is very unfortunate there for Master, very unfortunate for the Mercedes. But there's still a lot of racing to be done here. Could make a legendary comeback if they're lucky. Floof already celebrating the fall of his enemies, although Floof could be celebrating his own failure in the near future. Actually, Thomas. Oh, sorry. I see you called Track Tom, so I assume. Oh, we have pitters. Floof is coming in. Floof being given preferential treatment here by Ferrari. Maybe. We'll have to see. Clean stop for Cecilia, for bowling, for most cars here. Did anyone do a silly double stop? I don't think so, actually. The AI being very, very good this time around. Red Bull did double stack. I'm going to have to be honest here, but I think they had the gap to make it work, maybe? Yeah, Master right now is stuck behind. Master right now is holding up their teammate who's on the correct tire for the situation. The Mercedes downfall begins here, ladies and gentlemen. And look at Floof here being given freebies out front. It's not a lot right now because it's still just barely over 4 millimeters here. But Master is definitely adding extra heat to those tires, definitely holding them up a little bit. And we can even see Floof here overtaking the Alpine, which was a very, very painful moment for him, I can assume. Clean stop for Taz, clean stop here for, I think, everyone in the pit lane. Is this going to be a little bit of stacking? No, they're good. Sing, clean stop, and with that, everyone now is on those wet tires. Master here, last one out of the pits. Can they beat Jimmy Bly out? They cannot. And Jimmy Bly here is lost into 17th place. Master is 20th. Must be the Water and Floof here. Water actually came out ahead of Floof. It is a little bit wild. Hey, Floof, you're putting it on late because it's just going to hit you at double points. Exactly. I'm good, yeah, Tom. Thank you. Or Thomas, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm having a good day. A lot better than I've had for the past week. So I'm just going to enjoy a little bit of streaming and watching the AI make people despair today. Hope you're having a good day too. Can I be a driver next year? We do kind of signed up. We do sign-ups on Discord. I usually poke most of the time. Everyone wants those sign-up starts. Next season is probably going to be in a week or two. So if you join my Discord, keep an eye out. You can very well end up being a driver next season. That could have been the race lead if there was no traffic. Maybe. Now you are eating your tires, and that is not good for you. We are up to 6 millimeters here at Qatar, a place that is notorious for eating tires. As we see GG Body do the exact same thing as Master did. Cinderella move. The plan for me this season is to be so confident that nothing can go wrong. Yeah, because that has never backfired before, Floof. The confidence play. What is this? Oh, it's a rain on the screen. I see. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yes, Floof. If I were no other cars, it would have been the race lead. No, it's the narrowbacks one. My Discord, Thomas. It is my Discord, the F1 manager official one. This isn't something that they do. This is something that I do for fun, more so than anything else. But yeah, I think now, I don't think we're going to see a lot of overtakes, sadly. I wanted to mainly do this just because I wanted to see 20 cars with destroyed tires, as Singh runs a little bit wide. I don't think that costs you anything.
Here we are then, reaching turn 13. And that won't help their chances. Fighting with the
Little bit of time, but no positions lost. That is a best case scenario, I guess, for running wide. My confidence plays in the past haven't had enough confidence in them to succeed. So you're trying boundless ignorant confidence. Is that what we're going for this season, Blue? I cast you to the Shadow Realm. Floof is in fact doing the team game here, and for those of you who are curious here, Floof has bought water, a 6-second gap to the pack. Floof is kind of holding everyone up to allow Ferrari the best chance of getting a good result out of this. The point system has been tweaked this season. There is, I believe, 12 points for first place, 10 points for second. You get 9 points for third, 1 point further down, so 8, 7, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. We'll take a look at it afterwards. Basically, second place and first place get a point extra. And I did that way because, well, some numbers look pretty. Let's just be honest. I cast you to the Shadow Realm. Yes, thank you, Justin. You have control. You have better control of my point system than I do. It's getting damp, everyone. We're getting that small, dry period that could be the death of anyone that lacks adaptability. And that would basically be half this grid. I don't think this man lacks adaptability, but I believe there are some further down the order here who might not be very happy with the current situation with the track drying. And also, of course, the fact that the less water there is on track, the more these tires are going to start just melting off the cars, getting absolutely demolished. And we're already seeing seeing below 57%. It's still going down. It's going to go down for another 4 minutes. 4 minutes of this, Floof. Can you survive? 4 minutes until the rain arrives again, and we can already see how this is affecting lap times. Floof is almost a second slower than their teammate at the moment. We have some cars here further back being a full second slower than that again. So yeah, the adaptability are definitely playing a part, but Liam also having just 37% what's left here. Those tires are going to explode very, very soon as things stand. But honestly, that goes for most of the grid. Look at how quickly the durability is being lost in 2x speed across the board here. And if you take a look at just a quick lap time here, Floof isn't actually cooking his tires that badly either. They're within the operating window. Water is actually cooking. No, sorry, my bad. I was looking at the wrong temperature. Yeah, he's cooking his tires. They're being cooked very, very badly right now. 13% lost. I was looking at the engine. That is my fault. I felt that number was a little bit high, but I didn't question it because we're at Qatar. But yeah, 13% of tire loss there in 1 lapse. And if it keeps up like this, Floof could have a puncture here before he reaches the pit lane. And so can Cecilia. A lot of cars here. We already have a couple of punctures. We have Singh. We have Nieto here. Both of them have picked up the first punctures of the season. We have a third one in Liam. It has begun. The shuffling is upon us. Whoever doesn't go into pit lane now is going to be very sad, as Corner, Kaiser, and Failure. Failure does go into pit lane. Did Corners go around again? Corners has gone around again. Kaiser has gone around again. Molo Bolo here comes in. Pulling comes in. Yedo comes in. And Taz and Water has punctured. Cecilia has punctured. Welcome to the Puncture Olympics with Floof. Having done the exact same thing. There's more cars with punctures on track right now than there are without. I underestimated the AI's logic. Let's just put it like that. But even so, the top two here are still in the lead because everyone is struggling with punctured tire. David here is the big winner. Look at the RP just moving upwards. And Mourinho in the Haas gets a little bit of a blessing too. Everyone now is jumping into the pit lane. Oh, the Haas does it too. I thought it was going to leap. Pocanaldo now with the puncture. Failure currently the one best suited to get out of this alive, I guess you could say. But everyone literally just run their tires into the absolute ground here. Who is going to come out ahead? Where is everyone going to end up? Floof has already been shuffled downwards. Track condition is back to wet now, which means we should hopefully see no more punctures in the near future. Tess has somehow, with all the madness going on, retained first place. Water is still second. David has gotten up to third. Mourinho in fourth. We have Failure in fifth. We've fallen down to sixth here. And the Mercedes downfall continues. Cecilia now down to ninth. Pocanaldo of the championship in 10th. And the shuffling is wild right now. And if we take a quick look at well, let's see here, starting positions in session. There we go. Mourinho and Mike here, both up 7 and 8 places respectively. David up 4. Pulling in Bolo, Chow, a lot of drivers there up at loads of places. And the three big losers here, Corners, Kaiser, and Master at the moment. That is unfortunately just the reality of the AI running wet tires on a high deck track. I was hoping we would be wet the entire time, but this too is fairly entertaining. How didn't his tires explode? Clearly he superglued them before we began yet, though. The Chow squad is in the points. True. You aren't his race engineer, sir. Obviously, I need to be even more confident, yeah. Let's shuffle things around, and the second shuffle here is on the horizon, and I would like to remind everyone, you only get 2 wet tires for a race weekend. This is the second set for everyone. We're having a dry period, into a wet period, into a drier period again. None of these guys can stay on these tires to the end of this race. It just is not happening. Someone is going to perish. We're going to have a second shuffle. Not enough tire water this season, for sure. No one will have wet tires at the end, and hardly an inters is going to be biblical. As I mentioned, this first race is going to be the adaptability playground. AFN turning in his grave, as I say those words. But yeah, adaptability is finally the most important stat for a race of this of this championship, honestly. Let us just speed this up a little bit. I do want to try and get through 5 races today. We'll have to see just how much I have time for. Dry period is approaching. We are back to damp conditions. And it's going to remain this way for quite a while. For the next 7 or 8 laps. Maybe even longer. We're going to have a bout of moderate rain, which is basically this. But then we're going back to light rain for two sessions there. And failure is already down to 50%. Pulling's down to 50%. How quickly are these tires degrading right now? Let's check pulling. 10% a lap. Those tires are dead. They should have just... Honestly, the strategy here, pit here, go for inters. Pit here, go back to your worn wets. Pit here, go back to the inters again. I think that would actually be the faster strategy right now. Because we're going to see pulling. We're going to see Cecilia here. We're going to see everyone puncture once more. Once more into the breach, as they say. Hello, Racing. How you doing? Once more onto the punctured fields of Qatar in this case. Punctured gate in Qatar, yes. Oh, we have a Haas in the pit lane. We have a Cecilia in the pit lane. Mercedes finally correcting some of their earlier mistakes. There should be an Inter waiting for both of them. We even see Liam come in here. Yeah, Inter's for everyone. The question now is, can Mike here survive till the end of this lap? Pulling couldn't. Second puncture of the... Well, second wave of punctures have started. Can Nieto survive this time? Remains to be seen. Nope. That corner took them out. Failure, can you survive? Can you survive? Singh in danger. Corners is out. Master's out. We have a yellow flag in a full safety car. David is in the pits. What has happened here? Merchant with a lockup. That couldn't be it.
Here we are down at turn 7.
Look at this.
The car fails to respond. They took a gamble and it was just too late.
Oh, Merchant's car did die? Yeah, Merchant died. Well, not died literally, like the car died with that lockup. Merchant has retired. The runner-up Merchant here. Out in the first race from a lockup. What I assume happened here is that they punctured all 4 of their tires, and that is probably when the AI just quits. But yeah, Merchant has retired, giving everyone a safety car here. And a kind of a freebie pit stop here. Molo Bolo not very happy about that, as they timed the pit stops here to perfection. And the question here right now is Tess collected by the safety car? Tess and Water has the pit yet, and they have been collected by the safety car. That changes things.
And down in the pits. Oh, that's a slow
Rolling with the season's first pit stop issue. Yeah, that makes sense, Justin, honestly.
There's been a problem there.
What's the problem? I guess the light didn't work, but yeah, Tess and Water here. Electing to not pit and get collected by a safety car is definitely the worst thing that could happen to them here. Look at this. David has caught up. David now is the net leader. And when they do pit here, they are going to fall outside of top 10 potentially. We'll have to see how Jimmy does here. Can Jimmy push enough that they will catch the cars coming to the pit lane right now? That's a slowish stop for the McLaren, but it's also due to the Ferrari being a little bit in the way there. Ferrari jumps. McLaren in the pits. Comes out in 7th and 8th now after running basically 1-2 for most of this race. And we suddenly have the V-Carbs running the show with the Haas, with Floof and Molobolo moving up quite drastically. And if we take a look at the standings, David is up 6 positions. Mourinho and Mechanical Failure, both of them almost up 10. And then, of course, Chao and Bolomolo here got the job done too. It's a bit wild, honestly. The average build cooks again. Honestly, the average build probably works because it is average and can deal with basically anything the game, you know, chucks at you. So I can see why that wouldn't be a terrible idea. That does make sense, Justin. It's just poorly timed. I would think so too with the AI, but it's more fun to stoke the fires a little bit. I'm gonna have to be honest. Yeah, restart is upon us. David gets us going, and Mourinho is already trying to get a move on here. Haas takes the lead, and I think we saw the other Haas failure there getting spun out as he spins down the order. Do we have our third master spun of the day? It looked like he got tapped at first, but I guess he just did it on his own.
Oh, dearie me, you don't want to be doing that.
I'll be with a unfortunate incident here. Floof's confidence build as he declares that's a podium as he's up to third. But there's still plenty of racing to be done here. It is getting wetter. We are getting that final wet period now before the end of the race. Who can hold on till the end of this? Looking for game ass. 15 laps to go here. Mourinho is building a gap. 4 seconds down to second place. 4 seconds down to second place there. David could play the wingman to last season's, well, one of last season's champions. What do you mean first? Like the fifth or something? In terms of the spin, yeah, it's basically the third spin of that corner. If I said first, I misspoke. My bad. Adaptability, let's go, more confidence. Honestly, the only thing that can kill you right now is probably confidence. We will see. 12 laps remains of this first little silly race of ours. I'm looking forward to seeing how the AI is going to develop as Singh has now spun. At least they did it in a different corner this time around. Made sure Mourinho and Bolo both took 20 adaptability. It's working. Hey, it's working right. It's working here. Not wrong. Highway showing an Inters? Yeah, it's gonna get interesting. If anyone, I think the tires will survive till the end, no problem. We're at 5mm now. We're a millimeter above where we should be. And well, if you're not really catching David here, needs to be sad. It is still pretty close though between all the different cars here, with one glaring exception. Well, with two glaring sandwich exceptions, but one of them does make sense. But back to damp conditions, it's going to remain that way till the end of the race here. Mourinho does seem to have this one in the bag unless they pull a massive spin. Let's see if David can keep Floof at bay, but right now they are doing a very, very good job at that. A very, very good job. I'm speeding this up a little bit. There isn't any gaps here that kind of allows for overtaking at the moment. And honestly, we probably do need the AI to develop the cars a little bit. Get some more dirty air. And those cars get a little bit more of each stat. But it's always good to experiment. 4 laps to go here. Floof hitting 30%. And Poconaldo has somehow picked up a mechanical fault in the first race of the season.
They've got a fault with the car.
The championship already off to a rough start here. What is Poconaldo's issue? He's smoking, or is that just water? I think it's just water. Yeah, it should be just water. What's going on with Poconaldo's car? He has picked up a failure on a 93% DRS. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a new record. You picked up a failure on a 93% ERS, my good sir. That is very, very impressive. Very, very impressive indeed. That 5th place could be in danger as a result, but the gap is staying pretty constant, so I don't think you have too much to worry about here. %5 now on bowling. I think that means they will not get points here. But Floof shouldn't get a puncture, but we've had 2 more corners and Master with another one. The pain train just does not stop here for the Mercedes driver. Hopefully they got all of their bad luck here. As the final lap now starts for Mourinho. David following up in second. Then we have the Floof in third. Molobolo and Poconaldo. in 4th and 5th. I'm curious here, is Bowling going to survive till the end? However, I don't think so. The rest there should be fine. Floof could pick up a cheeky puncture if he hits it on the 20%. It would be prime Floof if he did. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This corner in 3. No, very tragic there. Floof just barely survives. Could still pick up a puncture in the final corner, but shouldn't lose out too much if he does. Does in fact survive that one. Mourinho takes the first win of the season here. We have David taking 2nd place. We have Floof securing 3rd. Bimol Bolo in 4th. Poconaldo in 5th here. Water 6th. Taz 7th. Jimmy Bly in 8th. Cecilia in 9th. And Liam takes the final point of the day. Bowling, corners, and master. Unfortunately, I'll have to do this final lap on punctured tires. It's a little bit unfortunate.
Max will be very unhappy after that race, I'm sure.
But yeah, these are the points. You get an extra point for fastest laps. So basically 12 points for first, 10 for second, 8 for third. Then we have 7 for 4th. Then we just go one bar down by 1 until we get to 10th, which should keep the field a bit closer. I wanted to test the new point system this season. This is it. And as you can imagine, with points kind of halved for the most part, you are going to be seeing those extra points for fastest lap, as well as the extra point for pole position, to be something quite important. And Charlie Master here does get at least that 1 point for the pole position they did score. Aston with a really, really good start. 20 points in the first race, 13 for Ferrari, 10 for RB. We'll have to see if Aston, Red Bull, and Williams get on the scoreboard soon. My confidence prevented the puncture. Damn. Well, let's see if your confidence floof can protect you from the Shadow Realm in Austria. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think there's anything that can protect you from that scary, scary place that is known as the Shadow Realm in Austria. Oh, Hamilton has degraded in performance. That is unfortunate. And also kind of weird that happened that early. We are just chilling right now. I was looking out to see if there was any chance of a bug. Hopefully it will not rear its ugly head. But during testing, the Super Saiyan bug did actually show up, so hopefully we can avoid it this time around. We'll have to see. Realistic stream, Lewis can't catch a break. True. True. I will be looking at cars for Austria. I'll be taking a look at all of them just to be on the safe side. As I mentioned, when I was testing this save, there was a problem with Super Saiyan car. I think I fixed it, but I can't guarantee it. And if it is still there, then I'm going to have to do probably some editing between streams. But we shall see. There's definitely some improvements here, all things considered. Ferrari, I don't know if we will call that an improvement. And you've somehow added weight to the car, which should be impossible. Floof, what have you done? What has your confidence done? Because they've done something that isn't allowed right now. Like, this is how everyone's car should be. The minimum weight setting is on, so every part they make should be 0 kilogram. Oh god, no. I know what they might have done. Oh yeah, they did it. I'm going to have to go into the save here and force Ferrari to not use this part. Because apparently it didn't register me setting this to 1%. This is basically the railing that gets started at the start of the game. And basically, I need to use 2 editors because I can't edit parts that are already being designed with the first editor, the DB Database Online one. So I'm going to have to go into the editor here and fix that. The rest here should be okay. Because that does translate to 2 kilograms here worth of car. McLaren seems good. Red Bull seems good too. Merc seems alright. Nope, Merc has also done something stupid. Okay, so DRS delta on chassis is what's been bugged here because I can't actually edit that value. That's okay. So just to give everyone a heads up here what's going on. Whenever you start a game, in the creator team, the AI will start the design process before you get into the game. So I need to actually edit a project that is in progress. You can't do that with the F1 database editor. I need to use the F1 setup one. The F1 setup one doesn't actually give you access to DRS delta on the chassis. So I can't actually do anything about this. As silly as that sounds, it's just the reality of the game. So we'll have to figure out a solution to that somehow. And I think the solution to that is that I go in and edit that value on the database. And that should be okay. Let's see here if anyone else has that issue. So Ferrari and Mercedes are troublemakers. Alpine seems good. Williams seem to be good. Quick, but good. Which makes sense. Ferrari has added weight. Haas seems to be good. No added weight there. No weird numbers. RB seems good. Sauber. Yeah, similar to what we saw with Williams. It's basically, again, added weight is a problem. They've added basically 10% weight. Aston invested mainly in the DRS, which is why they're basically gambling on the AI developing the car a little bit more. So let us see if we can fix this. Can I stream on Twitch too? Not today. My internet is a little bit spotty. It's not really liking me streaming on YouTube either at the moment. Apologies, Floof. Apologies, Sanjita. Yeah, give me a second and I shall try and fix the issue that has been presented to us. And I'll take the chance there to take a look and see if there's any other issues that might need ironing out. Okay, so Mercedes was using the wrong one, and who else? Mercedes using the wrong one just for one car. They hate whoever's driver won. Honestly, I might as well just refresh this and we'll take a look at it together. Give me a second. I need to figure out which one I'm supposed to use. Yes, you've done floofed. We know. It should be this one. Yes. So I moved this over. That's the autosave, just to make it really, really easy. And if we take a look at performance here, you can see that everyone has lost a lot of performance since we started the save here. And the reason for that is because the AI is actually making parts. And in this case, you can see that they made the chassis C2, the UF2, the SP2, the S2, and that is basically, again, these are the stats that I added. I basically made them useless. And the idea is that the AI will not use these. This is something I started at the start of the save. I can't do anything about it. I can't edit the expertise levels. before it gets started. So if I don't edit this, it's going to be a part that is 40 to 50% across the board, which would break the idea of what we're doing here right now. Hence why I nerfed them. However, for a car like Mercedes here, they've decided that the chassis that they've just made is good enough that they do not want to use the C1 anymore. And honestly, that you can argue that that makes sense. So we're just going to do this. Forcefully equip the first one. We're going to take a look at the second one and just put that one to 1%. And hopefully that will fix that issue for Mercedes. And the second team here was Williams, I believe. But they've done the same thing. No, not Williams. But honestly, to avoid this being an issue, I am just going to go ahead and we're going to go through each team here individually and put this to 1%, just like that. 1%, just like that. I shouldn't do it in this one, though. Think about it. We shouldn't do this sort of editing in... There is no good way to do this, to fix this problem that I've made. And I'll explain it in very simple terms. This is the editor most people use because it's the online one. It's the easy to use one. But the problem with this editor is that it also edits the backlying expertise values at the same time. And me setting this to 1 is probably going to mess with other things too. So just give me a second and I'll get the second editor up and we'll see if we can fix the problem there. Again, this is kind of just how annoying this problem is because there's no good fix for this. And honestly, probably in the future, we're going to start at 50% or higher every single time. Because there's something that slipped my mind, probably just because I forgot about it. I was tired, one or the other. That is just how it is sometimes. And I can already see that the ugly bug that we don't like has raised its ugly head again. So let me show you. Maybe we'll do just a editing stream today instead because it is being very, very buggy right now. Let's see, is this one? Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. So, it might be a little bit tiny for you, but Sauber here is currently developing a chassis that is 95% drag reduction, 95% airflow, and Williams is doing 89% and 89% similarly for that chassis. So something here has messed up the expertise values. And this is basically, again, a problem with the editors sometimes colliding with each other. So I need to fix that. It seems to be Sauber is also the rear wing. So it's basically the drag reduction stat that is out of whack. And if I'm not mistaken, the medium cornering. Nope. The drag reduction stat is out of whack. Yeah, definitely for airflow front drag reduction, airflow middle over Williams. So I need to fix this. That's going to be a little bit difficult. Little difficult. We might end up using Qatar as a show race and redo things from this point forwards because this is, again, a problem that requires editing. I thought I'd fix this, but apparently I made it worse, which is kind of annoying. Church test, I want more, want an unfair advantage, yeah. No, nothing wrong here? Of course, of course. Send a Discord message. Okay. But yeah, how do I fix this? Let's first go through car parts there. The C2 chassis here, as you can see. This is the editor I need to use to edit parts that are currently ongoing, and it doesn't have the DRS for the chassis as an option, and that is, of course, a problem. What I can do here is make it so heavy that it doesn't matter. That should help. But I think I'm going to have to just sit down and re-edit the save, which is probably going to take a couple of hours. We've been through this before. It takes a while. It's very annoying to do. But yeah, as you can see, for the expertise values for Sauber and Williams, these two teams have been broken right now. And looks like Alpine has gotten hit with a little something as well. They have no expertise. Same way with Ferrari. Because I don't remember your car stats on top of my head. The Sauber's been hit. Williams have been hit. Williams have been hit way harder than Sauber by the looks of it. They've just been giving a maxing of their chassis and front wing, sideboard 2. Yeah, I'll have to fix this. That is a maximized underfloor for both of these teams. But yeah, I don't know exactly what is causing this, because every time I think I find a solution, it just finds another way to pop up. It's not really consistent either, so it's just very, very hard to figure out, which is very annoying. A miracle happened in Season 6? I don't think it's necessarily a miracle. I think it's just weird shenanigans with the editors. Yeah, I'll have to try and fix it. We could potentially try and fix it now. I think we can do Austria. But then I'll have to calculate the values individually afterwards, which will suck massively. So as it stands, it's very likely we do a normal season, and then we add the points for Qatar afterwards. It's fine, Nero, really? Sauber's willing to continue in these circumstances? Honestly, I'm going to have to... Honestly, if I were to fix this, the main way to do it would be to go into Discord. Which I can't right now because I use my Discord in browser. Find the Williams values. Find the Kick Sauber values. And basically just see how much has the other teams grown. Take an average of that and add it to the expertise values of Sauber and Williams to make up for it. But as you can imagine, that is a project that will probably take minimum half an hour, and also something that I just don't want to do online on stream, because it requires me switching screens a lot, and honestly it's not going to be very entertaining to watch. I'm sorry. You can just quickly give Ferrari and Alpine 100% pass, right? I could give everyone 100% pass, yes, but that's not going to help. And again, it's just the nature of it being fair, because I could set these back to standard values, if you will. The problem with setting these all the way down to standard values is that if I do that, both Williams and Sauber will be behind in the development race. And right now, they haven't actually developed anything illegal yet. They're currently working on the illegal stuff. Since I haven't heard, I'm going to assume Nero said Alpine going to want to in Qatar, and how I'm the best CP on the grid. I don't think Alpine scored points in Qatar, and if I remember correctly, the Alpine car is ranked last according to online editor Lando. I think this would be the best way. What we should do, pause stream now and continue later. That's the problem. I have to run later, so if we continue, it would be tomorrow. But I think I agree with you, Nero. Maybe we'll just do this over the coming week. We'll do 2-3 races a day, something like that. Because I need to sit down and, again, try and math this out so that it's fair for everyone. And try and figure out what's going on there. Because you can see most teams are losing 200, 290, 351. This is basically from the lowest starting point. They can't start as low as the game allows, and then we adjust them downwards. But I think I'm just going to stop doing that. The reason why I want the cars at a lower starting point, like why I gave you cars that start at 0 expertise, it's simply because the AI has more room to do AI stuff, which makes it kind of fun, annoying, frustrating, and exciting, because that way teams will get shuffled a lot, everyone will have their day in the sun, that sort of deal. But I think also that is the main reason why this keeps happening when we go below the starting point. So I think in future, any car that is being made will have a starting point of minimum 50%, and then you work from there. So it sucks, but ending it here, figuring out what is going on here, check the numbers against everyone's cars, is probably going to be the best way to keep this still fair. And in terms of the car parts currently being made by Sauber, for instance, they're making a 95% drag reduction airflow middle chassis. We'll edit this to be a average and growth. Same here for Williams. so that the car parts that are currently under production doesn't gonna get bugged. And if the edits don't work, then I'll change things later. Also, you can enjoy the finance screen here. Everyone started with the same amount of money. Everyone has the same budgets. So that makes things a little bit interesting to see that the Ferrari is hoarding their money, Mercedes is hoarding their money. The TP's had some interesting backgrounds, which might actually explain that. Yeah, some teams are spending more than others at the moment. But yeah, I think the solution here is just unfortunately to pause the stream again. I'm sorry that this is an issue that pops up very consistently, but I think I just need to set down some ground rules for how we do this. And one of those ground rules is just going to be cars need to be 50% or above to start off with. It's just me not considering every angle, and I must apologize for that. Sauber and Williams have broke the game. Is the stream lagging so that people are a minute behind? I'll make a Discord statement, but yeah, we'll end it here and then we'll deal with it later, I think. There's no real good way around it. We'll be back maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'll think about it. Yeah, thank you all for tuning into the first race. Hopefully I can fix this. If not, we will just make it so that the first race never happened. I'll spend 4 hours sometime today or tomorrow to get everything set up from scratch. Worst case scenario. It's not going to be 4 hours. It's going to be a lot quicker because I have the base save games to use, so I can just plug in the data again. But I might do a band-aid solution where we set the cars up to 40% if I can't get the save to work. But hopefully I can fix it. Hopefully I can fix it. But yeah, thank you all. Sorry. I'll try and fix it hopefully today. Worst case scenario tomorrow. I'll write a little thing on Discord. If people are asking, you can just send them that way. And yeah, hopefully I can solve this issue because I'm actually a little bit upset that it happened. I would have loved to be able to chill a little bit more today. No worries, Lando. No worries. No worries. But we will take a break here at the very least. So thank you all again. Apologies again. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and hopefully I'll get this working next time. Bye bye.